In this video I'm going to explain how to replace the rear brake shoes on Chevy S10 pickup trucks. This particular truck was built in 1986. However, if you have a newer truck but it has rear brake shoes, the configuration will be very similar. Also, if you own an American-made rear-wheel drive passenger car, it's very likely it will have a similar setup too. Or a half-ton full-size pickup truck. So, regardless of what you own, if it has rear brake shoes, you might want to watch this video. The outside has a similar configuration. Before you begin this job, make sure you place some blocks under the front wheels to keep the truck from rolling. Also, don't set the emergency brake because you won't be able to remove the drums. Place a floor jack under the rear differential and raise the rear end of the truck. Once you raise it high enough that you got some clearance, put some jacksons underneath the axle, one on each side. Remove the wheels and remove the brake drums. If your brake drum is stuck and it won't come out, it's very likely that it has a ridge that was caused by the brake shoes wearing in. And the only way to remove the drum is to adjust the brake shoes all the way in. This is the self-adjusting mechanism, self-adjusting screw. This is the self-adjusting lever. Every time you back up and you push on the brakes, the lever moves the adjusting screw. I'm going to show you how to screw it in with the brake drum removed so you can actually see it. But you're going to have to do it from behind. Remove the rubber plug that's located on the backing plate. Insert a screwdriver through the hole and push the self-adjusting mechanism away from the self-adjusting screw. I'm going to do this from this side, but you're going to have to do it from the opposite side. You're going to have to turn the adjusting screw in the opposite direction because that's how you're going to close it. When you do this, you're bringing the brake shoes closer together and it's going to give you more clearance to be able to remove the brake drum. So once you turn it all the way in, go ahead and remove the drum. If your drum's still stuck, it could be just rust around the surface of the axle. So spray some lubricant on it and then you'll be able to get this drum out. Once the brake drum is removed, use a pair of brake pliers to remove the front return spring. It's a good idea to place them on the floor, the location they came out of. That way you know where they're going to go. Next, remove the upper part of the self-adjusting lever. Remove the guide washer. Remove the lower spring. And remove the self-adjusting screw. Use a small pair of locking pliers to remove the return spring. You lock it in place, hold it from behind, push forward, turn it, and slide it out. Now you're able to remove the primary brake shoe. Remove the pin. As you can see, I'm placing my parts on the floor the way they're coming out. That way it's easier to put them back on. Next, remove the parking brake strut with the spring still attached to it. Now it's time to move to the secondary brake shoe. Hold the pin from behind with one finger. Use the locking pliers again to remove the retaining spring. Remove the self-adjusting mechanism and you can slide the brake shoe out, remove the pin. Now, separate the secondary brake shoe from the emergency brake cable bracket. Place a drain pan underneath and use brake cleaner to clean the backing plate. Remove all the dust and dirt. Once the backing plate is clean, apply a very light coat of high temp grease to the contact points where the brake shoes ride on the backing plate. My truck didn't need brake shoes. I took them off just to show you guys how to do this job. But if you're installing the new ones, make sure you don't mix them. The secondary brake shoe goes on the back. It has more friction material than the primary brake shoe. It's a lot shorter. So don't mix them. Make sure you put them where they belong. Primary brake shoe goes on the front. Secondary brake shoe goes on the back. Slide the secondary brake shoe over the emergency brake bracket, set it in place, slide the pin from behind, hold it, and put the retaining spring on. Install the parking brake strut. Make sure you use all new hardware when you're replacing your brakes. I don't need to because I already did it. I'm just doing this for an illustration. Hang the lower return spring on the secondary brake shoe. The longer part goes where the self-adjusting mechanism is going to be at, otherwise it's going to rub against the spring. Prior to installing the self-adjusting screw, open it all the way and lubricate it with high temp grease. This will allow it to operate properly. Then go ahead and screw it all the way in before you install it on. Once the self-adjusting screw has been lubed, install it on. I actually chose to install the self-adjusting bracket after I installed the spring so I could install the screw easily. But you can do it either way. You can do it right from the beginning. As long as it's on, whatever is easier for you. Install the lower spring. Install the guide washer. Install the lever. Install the return spring. Install the front return spring. As you can tell, using these brake pliers make your life a lot easier. It is recommended to have your drums serviced by your machine shop, and if they were bad enough, the odds are you're going to have to replace them with new ones. Right now, your self-adjusting spring is all the way in, so your new brake shoes are as close together as they will ever be. So you'll be able to install either a brand new drum or a resurfaced drum without problems. I'm going to take it back off so I can show you how you're going to have to adjust it. Once your drum is on, from behind, just like earlier, you're going to adjust the spring, but this time you're going to adjust it out. And how you're going to do it is, you're going to keep adjusting it until it won't move anymore. Then you back it up a little bit, and then you're going to turn your wheel, and then you should be able to feel a slight drag that's caused by the brake shoe rubbing against the drum. You may have to play with it a little bit. You may have to put your tire on so you can get a better feeling, but that's how you're going to have your brake shoes adjusted correctly. Once your brake shoes are adjusted correctly, install the rubber plug back on. Also, it's a good idea to just do one side at a time. That way, if you don't remember where things went, you can always look at the other side that you haven't taken apart yet. Once everything is on, put the wheels back on, lower the truck to the ground, and take it for a test drive. You also want to make sure that your emergency brake works correctly. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to visit our tool section in our online store. We have all the tools that you saw that are necessary to do this job. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We upload one video every week. Thank you for watching today's video, and we'll see you next time.